I'll start showing you how to do the cables. First 20 rows are done. Well, actually, it's first 19 rows. Did 10 rows of garter stitch, and then I've got 9 rows of E-wrap. I am on row 10. But row 10 is where we start our cabling. And what we're going to do is each set of 6 is a cable. We're doing every other one for the first row. So that means I'm starting with the ones with the rubber bands. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cables on this first row, which I'll work one of the cables with you. So what we're going to do is I'm using a safety pin, whatever you're going to use as your stitch holder. You're going to take your marked pegs, and we're going to take 3 of those off, put them on the tool here, then close it so we don't lose those stitches. I'd already done this all the way to the other side, so there should be 6. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we can get started. Let me zoom this in so you can see how we do this. Now this is another reason why we have an extra peg at the beginning and end, because it would be kind of difficult to do this. There we go, it's focused. It'd be kind of difficult to do this if this stitch wasn't here. So what we're going to do, this is a 6-stitch cable. First 3 stitches are on your stitch holder. Now we got to take the last 3, we got to move them, but we're going to E-wrap it, then move it over, and you tighten it up. E-wrap the second one, move it over, tighten it up, E-wrap the third, move it over, and tighten it up. Now these 3 are the empty ones. I should zoom in here. See if I can get a good view of it right there. So we're going to open up our little stitch holder here. Sorry, I have a kitten walking around everything. We're taking 1 stitch off. Stretch that stitch over and put it on the peg. Sorry, try and hold this still. Then we will E-wrap it. Take the bottom over the top. Maybe I don't need that close. Now we're going to take the second stitch. I gotta get the kitten out of my way. Which this is why I did the stitches. I took like 3, 2, 1 on the peg instead of taking 1, 2, 3, because we gotta take them off in the opposite order we put them on. So I'm getting the second one, which this, it might tighten up some as you're doing your other stitches, which that's kind of normal. This stitch right here was originally the second one, so we're moving it over here to the second. Trying not to poke myself. I'm making this look so much harder than it actually is. There we go. See, I got that second one on there, which I've already E-wrapped that first one, so I'm going to E-wrap the second one. Take the bottom over the top. Now we just have this last stitch to move over. So first I got to get it off this little, there we go, get it off the pin. There we go. We got that third stitch on. E-wrap, oops. There we go. E-wrap it. Then we just keep E-wrapping until we get to the next. Which I'll start this second one with you just so hopefully there's no confusion. So we E-wrap to the next one. We're going to skip the 3 empty. E-wrap that 4th one, move it to the first, tighten it up a bit, E-wrap the next. Now when you're doing your cables, some of these have the jump rings on them. Just kind of watch them if you're moving your loom around and you've got the stitches off, because you don't have to do these off in advance for the whole row. You can do them as you come to them. Just for me personally, it just seems easier to do them first and then as I get to them, work it. And now we're just going to do the same thing. These 3 stitches, we'll take that first one, put it here, the second one, put it here, third one, put it there, E-wrap in between each. You can try to put them all up, then E-wrap them, but the reason I put one up and E-wrap it is because that loosens up the tension and makes the next stitch looser. So you will finish this up to the end of the row. Let me zoom out here. Finish that up to the end of the row, and then that's what's giving you, pull this up, this first row with the twist. So when you're done with that first row of cables, you're going to work 7 rows of E-wrap. On your 8th row, you're going to do another cable row, but you can see this time we're doing the opposite cables. So where we are cabling on where the rubber bands are this time, the next time you're going to be cabling the ones in between. So each cable row, until we get to the tree, each cable row you will have 6 cables that you're doing. You're actually going to do this until you're going to do 14 cable rows. So you'll do, we've done 1 cable row, we're going to do 7 rows of E-wrap, our second cable row, 7 rows of E-wrap, our third cable row, 7 rows of E-wrap, our 4th cable row, 7 rows of E-wrap, our 5th cable row. Just keep doing that. You just want to alternate where you're cabling. So you're cabling every other one each cable row. I hope that makes sense. So go ahead, work up your 14 cable rows all together, and then that will put us where we can start on our tree.